And welcome to Truly Talk or Talk Truly. Kind of funny, I messed up the own thing. My name is Ed Calais. I'm with Truly Effortless Events, and this is Talk Truly. Today we have Gus Diamondidis
That's right.
with Lock and Thistle
Cabinet company.
Cabinet.
hmm
Welcome to the show, Gus. I have to admit, I love the entrepreneur. There's nothing
Mm.
more that I want in the world is for local people to build a name for themselves and do it. And you and I sat down, I looked at your cabinets, and you've actually been to my home. So to put cabinets in my
Yeah,
home.
man. Yeah.
So it's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ed. I appreciate being here. It's awesome. Really is, man. It's good to be with you.
Oh well, I appreciate that. And
Mhm.
so let's start out by are you from Chattanooga originally, or did you just move
Originally
here?
from Annapolis, Maryland.
Oh,
Came down in 1982 to go to Covenant College, and came into Chattanooga and figured out that it had a great community of people here. I loved it. I didn't love the city the way it looked at the time, but it's
Back then,
taken off, man.
it was kind of cloudy.
There was some scrubbing we needed to do, that's for sure. Yeah.
Well, the one thing I always joke about is this city has a very magnetic attraction because people come and they don't leave.
That's right.
you know,
And I come from a great place. Annapolis, Maryland is a beautiful colonial town on the water. I love it like crazy, but the community here drew me in.
well, that's great. So, tell me about Luck and Thistle. Thistle. Here I am stumbling on this. It is a tongue twister.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your company.
So I have a partner, Brant McGregor, a young entrepreneur. He's a general contractor. Just a guy who really has incredible wisdom for his age. He's 30 years old, couple of kids, and we've done real estate deals in the past. And when we're together, things just explode. Our ideas just explode. And so he had started this cabinet company, Lock and Thistle, a number of years ago, and just was using all the products that we have in the homes that he was building. And he said to me, "Hey, man, I think we can really scale this. I think a lot of people really need quality cabinets, and they need a personal touch. They need somebody that can reach out to them and help them with their needs with cabinets, be it a general contractor or a homeowner or somebody who's building apartments in town."
Well, it's one thing I always joke about, with all the different types of companies that do home visits and everything like that. They are like a mill. They just crank them out and go like, oh, well, hey, go sell to all these people, come back. You're involved with the company. You're not just a hard gun just coming in.
Yep.
You're coming in because you care for it. There's a difference when you have someone who has stake in the company
Absolutely.
and not just doing it. So, let's get back a little bit and talk more about your company. So how long have you been in business?
So Brent has had it going for the last couple of years that he's been building homes and renovating homes, etc. Um, but really, I stepped into this about 6 weeks ago. And
Wow.
yeah, man.
When you said you're fresh,
yeah, we're fresh, baby. We're fresh. So, like I said, with my partnership with Brant, it just explodes. Things just explode. Together we just work together so well. He's helping me overcome all the obstacles I need to overcome to really understand what we're doing in the business, and he's there for me a phone call away, and we're figuring it out. So there's no hesitation on my part with what I'm doing or where this company is going. I'm locked in with the right partner, with the right type of product, at the right time for home building, apartment building, whatever in Chattanooga.
Or remodeling.
Remodeling. We're ready. We're ready to go, and we're ready to be with the people that make it happen.
Well, it's like I said, you've been to my home.
Yeah.
And one thing that my wife is really big on is organization.
Mhm.
Uh, I say that, and I'm the one who's organizing everything, but that's another story. As I came here, I was just going like, okay, I'm going to put a shelf right here and a shelf right here, just trying to get everything, not scattered.
Yeah.
But, what's a common thing that you would say that what kind of pain would you say if someone needed your help? Is it reorganization of their house, or if you're looking, if is there something that's stands out about your company more than other people?
Yeah, well, first of all, we can give hands-on help. We're a partner with the homeowner. So if it is organization, we can figure out designs of where it would be great to have to place some cabinets, or I mean, you just have this hub of a kitchen that's just the nest place for your family. And to make that beautiful, I mean, to update it and to feel like, man, it's just a cool space to be in, and then to invite people into it. And we can help with that just to make it sparkle. So there's lots of things we can do, but we're available to people and helping them figure out solutions to their problems.
I know when my wife, whenever you came over and you were doing everything, she's out of town. She's out of town on vacation, and I FaceTime her, and she's going like, "Oh yeah, that sounds good." And she's been checking in with me every day because she's so excited about it.
Yeah.
She goes, "Have you heard from the cabinet guy yet? Have you?" And here's the one thing that I appreciate about you,
Uh,
and I've seen this with a lot of salespeople. It felt sleazy with them,
mm, mm,
and you came in. It's more like very relaxed. You listen and you come back you know, with solutions. And that's what your cabinets are. They're solutions to people's problems. And a lot of times people, when you're getting some kind of salesperson coming in your home, it feels like they're sitting down, they're putting their laptop or their tablet down,
mhm.
and then comes a time for them to reach for it. So, which one do you want? Package A, package B, sign right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It wasn't like that with you. And that's something that, that is missing today, that
Mm.
personal touch, I think honestly is gonna get you even further than what you are now.
Well, I really appreciate that. For me, uh, a hospitable attitude, a hospitable life. I'm in the last third of my life, and I'm ready to make it spectacular. And what makes it spectacular is people that you want to be around, and just to let you know, I felt very comfortable with you too, and it was exciting to hear about what you're doing with Truly Homes and all the rest of the Trulies that you have going on. And I could see that there's just something popping there that is awesome.
Well, it's kind of funny. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about Truly Home
Yeah, yeah,
if I could steal one of your minutes
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Truly Home is a unique boutique real estate and home owner expo
Huh.
to where we're gonna have cater to both the realtor and the homeowner. And it's, quite frankly, nothing like it. Every time I talk about it, people are going like, whoa,
Mm,
well, that makes sense. How come no one else is doing it? Because, we're doing it now.
yeah.
And, I expect someone to copy me sooner or later, but to be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you, man, the toil that it took to find the winning formula for Truly Home, you know, it's an ongoing thing. What you
Mm,
do every day, how can you make your product better?
mm-hmm.
And I still do it, even though I think right now I have a great recipe for a great show. In my
Yeah.
mind, I'm going like, okay, I could do this and make it better. I could do that. Back to, right before you came here, I'm like sitting here talking to John from Area 52 Media Group.
Huh.
I'm sure
He's right behind us,
he's
isn't
right behind us.
he?
No, he's celebrating because I always slaughter, I always say Area 52 TV, Area 52 Media Group. We were talking about ways to elevate the show and
Yeah,
putting more
yeah.
putting monitors everywhere to make it to where, you don't just have little signs going,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have all these monitors and they're just everywhere. And
Uh,
that's the way to do it.
yeah, man.
And, little by little, just perfecting it and making it better.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's what we do in life. And to be honest with you, the excitement that you have about your company is something that I feed off of
Mm. Mhm.
because as a person, as an entrepreneur, I
Yeah.
love entrepreneurs. And if you're doing business with anybody in your town, bless you,
Mm.
because that's the way I look at it.
Mm.
Everyone who lives in your town is doing what they can to put a shirt on their kids, put food on the table,
Yeah.
So when you support local business, that's a big deal.
Mhm.
It's,
It
it's,
is.
it's a, it's a big deal to my heart. I was talking to another vendor coming, and
Yeah.
we were just sitting down talking, and, she said, "You really do want me to succeed." I'm going like, "Yeah." I mean,
Yeah.
if you succeed, and if I had anything to do with it, or if I said or introduce you to the right person, you
Yeah,
know what that
man.
does to me? It just makes me feel better. It
Mhm.
doesn't make me a better person,
Yep.
but it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I learned one time from someone, when I said hello walking on a bridge, and
Mm.
I said, "I love your smile."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know what their response was?
What's that?
"You're just looking in the mirror."
Oh, wow. Check it out.
And that right
Huh.
there
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
made me smile more.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, giving that energy, giving that positive
Yeah.
vibe and
Yeah.
juju is what we do in life.
It takes guts to do that. Really does, man, to step out of our normal way of life and to recognize somebody. And so that's huge, man. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing every day. I want to compliment somebody on something, um, and notice the little things, because you don't know when a person's like going like, "Man, should I have worn this shirt or whatever?"
Yep, yep.
And they went through that debate, and then someone tells them, "Hey, man, I like that shirt," which I do like that
Well,
shirt.
thank you.
You know, you know, if they went
Mm.
through a debate on that, and to know if they
Mhm.
made the right decision, because everyone needs assurance that you're doing it
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, man.
Because we spend our lives hearing what we've done wrong,
Mhm. Yeah.
hearing what you do right
Yep.
and pushing you a little further. That's the fuel that what it takes to be
Yep.
successful.
Yep. I believe so, man. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I'm stealing your whole show because I want to talk about you. You know,
All
and
right, man.
tell me some more about yourself.
Well, I had many years in student ministries. I was a guy that had my hand in helping to build up young kids, and that's always a part of me. And I feel like I'm 16 and a half all the time, and that I can be in people's lives, just kind of giving some joy, some perspective, whatever. So it makes me happy to be with people that are alive, kicking, ready to go, appreciative, needing something, uh, ready to reach out. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be on this show, and I'd love to find out where you see this show going. What is it for you? Where would you like to see it expand, or the audience, or whatever it is?
Well, for me, it just kind of started out with just talking to vendors, and
Yeah.
because I want to highlight people's businesses for them, because here's the thing: when people are doing business and they're starting a business, or even if they're semi-established, media coverage is something you have to step out the box to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you can make commercials, you could go on Facebook and do a reel, go like, "Hey," and do all that, but giving you something that you could give to a customer, and they're going like, "Tell me about me, tell me about uh your
Yeah.
company," and
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
"I
Yeah.
want to hear about you."
Yeah. That's great.
And guess what? You're gonna have that link. You're gonna
Yeah.
post it where I'm like, "Oh
Yeah.
man, I watch your podcast or whatever. It's on your website. I'll watch your the podcast that's on your Facebook or whatever." man, I want to do business. I want to do business with that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
And that is, to me, is success. If
Mhm.
somebody gets business because they took this
Yeah.
and shared it out, and somebody came back going like, "Man, you did an amazing job.
Huh.
Oh, so proud of you." It's not me.
Yeah, yeah,
It's you.
yeah.
This is what it's about.
Mhm.
And of course, being named Truly Effortless Events, coming up with a name Talk Truly just made
Yeah,
sense
yeah.
because what we're doing right now is we're just being honest and being human,
Mm, mhm.
because we're not pitching anybody. You're not, you're not going like, "Hey, if you do business with me right now, I'm gonna give you at the low cost." No, you're going like, "Man, I'm Gus.
You got the
I
perfect voice for that, though. You
well,
really you could pull that off, man.
too many years in radio when I was
Yeah,
younger,
yeah.
it does it to you, and you could
Yeah,
just go in that
yeah.
voice. I used to own a cheerleading competition company,
Oh, check it out.
and um, on occasion, I would announce.
Yeah.
I was always the MC of the event,
Mhm.
but whenever I announced, it was straight out of like baseball or something like
Huh.
that, to where like certain teams were going like, "Hey, Ed, I see you here today. Can you announce our team?"
That's great. That's great. I was just thinking of something I want to make sure that I cover. We can really be a friend to the general contractor in the area. Somebody who's building 10 or 15 homes a year, smaller contractor, and they're just looking for some great cabinets, or looking for somebody that can really help them put together the kitchen, bathroom, laundry room, wet bars, or whatever. We can help them with that. They don't have to go to the big box store, um, and tackle all that. We can come to them. We can help them to figure it all out, and be a friend to them, and just be a partner to them, and bring them business. And I mean, just have this relationship that you can't have on that big scale of a big box store.
Yeah, you're more than an order sheet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You,
absolutely, for sure.
you know that again. That's you're gonna be one of the vendors at Truly Home. And I came up with the slogan for that, where real, with a capital R, relationships begin, because that's what it's about when you're
Hmm.
doing business, especially when you're dealing with something that people are going to be living with every day.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you stop and thinking and going like, well, it better be good because I'm going to be looking at it every day. So I want to make sure that, not just be flagrant about it. And, the whole thing is taking your time and listening to your customer
Yeah,
is a big deal.
yeah.
You know,
Uh,
it's, it's something that I relish.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and contractors are people that you work with. What are the type of people that you're looking to work with?
It would be fun to go into uh, kind of the retail space, and help people to build out offices, things like that, with all their needs, with cabinets and those spaces, apartment buildings. Man, that would be a big hit for me. We would love to be able to have a partnership with someone that's building building or rehabbing apartment buildings, and we can get the product to them in a great amount of time. It's just we can make it happen a lot quicker.
Now, are you partnered up with like any lenders or banks or anything like?
No, not currently. We are not. So
Well, I know a bank that's probably be good to team up with. I don't know if you
okay,
ever heard of Cadence.
I've heard of Cadence. I
Yeah.
have. Yes.
Their loan guy. He's something. He's
Oh, really?
I love him. I love him like a brother. Except he has one fatal flaw, being
Yeah.
an Atlanta Falcon fan, because I'm a Saints fan. And the fact that he's sitting in the studio right now,
Oh, wow.
listening to me
Huh.
downgrade his team and
Huh.
not being able to say a word,
Man. Man.
it's even better. But you should really consider talking, because when
Yeah.
talking to a couple of the banks, because when people are doing a major uh you know reconstruction of their house and renovation,
Yeah.
not everybody's going like, okay, smack out the checkbook,
Yep.
you
Yep.
know. have that option to do it, you know?
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
I
that's
know
great.
that's a good way to do it. But
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
contractors, have you how about like home decorators or interior
Yeah,
design
yeah,
people?
absolutely. I'm working with an interior design person up in Knoxville right now, and we're gonna work on a few of their houses and get them some cabinets. So yes, absolutely, and that's a great person for us to get together with, to get to know, so she can really know our products, and we'll be expanding as we go along. We'll have more things to offer, but, even with that, like you're saying, with just the relationships, you get to know someone, and we can say, we put this in. How about we think about putting this in the next time we got this new product, et cetera, so we can work off of each other. We can play off of each other and get really creative.
Yeah, true, true. Someone wise told me once, true success when it comes to networking or anything like that
Hmm.
is when you walk into a room and you don't have to introduce yourself
Hmm.
because everyone else is introducing you,
Oh wow,
you
that's
know,
cool.
and
Yeah,
they're looking like, oh, yeah, well, there's Gus, the cabinet guy. Hey, Gus, come over here, and
yeah,
they're
yep.
introducing you. And that's when you know that you've built your reputation and you've
Mm,
built your name. Because if you're that person that everybody else is introducing,
yep.
then that's great. Now it's still good, with that elevator pitch. Speaking of elevator
Yeah.
pitches, give me your elevator pitch.
All right, I'm perfecting it.
Oh, all right. Here's a chance to hone it. Come on.
Well, we can really help out the general contractor to be able to actually make a margin on the cabinets that they are selling to the homeowner. So that doesn't happen at the big box store because they usually send the customer to the big box store and they know exactly what they're paying. So we can really cut down on the costs for a general contractor. We're there for the homeowner. We can step into a studio with the designer and just help them to have more options of what they can offer homeowners.
I'll tell you what, that's strong. Now, what is the best way for if someone to get in touch with you if they're trying to find out more information?
Yep, it would be Gus at lockthistle.com, LOCHTHISTLE.com.
And that's your website as well.
That's that is our website, lockthistle.com.
Now,
Yes.
can people find you on Facebook as well?
They can. They can. We're on Facebook. We just got on a few weeks ago and started uploading some pictures of some of the area kitchens that we've done, and so they get an idea of what our product looks like.
It's kind of funny. We were talking the other day and talking about websites, talking about Facebook, talking about everything. And websites are amazing. They're great, but their main job now is to make sure that you're legitimate, because, and
Hmm.
they're going on Facebook, they're going like, what's your Facebook? And they'll go look at your Facebook
Yep.
and they'll click on your website to see if you're a legit company, and you have a beautiful website, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you. Thank you.
I've been on it. It's amazing. You know, One more thing before we leave,
Yeah.
we end this up. Truly Home, November 18th. You're going to be there.
Yeah.
You're going to be an exhibitor.
It's gonna be hot.
You know, you're looking to meet realtors.
Hmm.
You're looking to meet homeowners. You know, what would you like to say to realtors?
Yeah. In a pinch, we're there. So I was talking to a realtor the other day, and he was saying how their real estate group has availability of some funding for homeowners to bring their house up to a certain level, so they can get more for their house if they do. So we're available at lightning speed to help a realtor to be able to, if they need to put in a new kitchen, man, we can make it happen like that. So that's a great thing. We're connected also to uh, um, people that are doing countertops and things like that, so we could work in conjunction to rehab a kitchen, a rehab baths, to put in a little extra with a wet bar, a space that's just been sitting there empty. And it's like, okay, let's put some cabinets here. Let's put some shelves above it, man. And that really adds that extra little space. So we're available. We're there to help. We're there to problem solve. We're there to be creative with each other.
Yeah, that is awesome. How about for a homeowner? What's your pitch to them?
Yeah, our homeowners, they're going to save a lot of money than if they would go to a box store. Which most, if you're not coming in and bringing somebody in to do custom cabinets, which that fits perfectly in your space without any fillers that we would have with our product, that all look great. But if you were to bring in somebody custom, it's going to take a long time, and you're going to spend an enormous amount of money. We can put together a beautiful kitchen for you, and you're going to save money than going to the big box store. And you're always going to have us. We're a phone call away. I'm the face of the company, so I want things to look great for the homeowner.
Now, I'm not going to hold you to this,
Yeah.
but what's a general percentage difference between the big box company and you guys?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, at least 15 to 20%. Absolutely.
Well, that's a big difference when
When you're spending a lot of money, that's a big difference.
if you're
for
doing
sure.
a big remodel, that's 15-20% that could be buying a new fridge or,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
doing all that stuff, where do you get most of your business right now?
Right now, it's just through my partner's remodeling and home building. So that's primarily where we've gotten all of our customers. He's reached out to some other general contractors and has been supplying them with cabinets. But like I said, we just started to scale this thing. So, man, I've been reaching out to a ton of people. And it's been fun. Like I'm in my zone. I love it, and so we're gonna see more general contractors, et cetera, homeowners come our way because we're pounding the pavement and we're shaking hands and
Kissing babies.
kissing babies, baby.
Yeah, old phrase is still true today. You just got to get out there and pound the pavement.
Yeah, and it's fun for me. So I love that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Gus, I want to thank you again for coming because, always learning more about people and where they came from and,
Yeah.
why they do things. And, the fact you've been around in Chattanooga from the days when you couldn't see in Chattanooga.
Yep.
If you haven't been to Chattanooga, it used to be pollution like out of control.
Mhm.
What a big turnaround.
It smelled, actually. It had a smell to it, which wasn't pleasant. Yeah. Big, huge turnaround for sure.
Big, huge turnaround. I think we've been recognized nationally about it too. So it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for coming to the show.
Ed, I love your energy, buddy. Appreciate you.
And if you're watching this show and, you might be watching it on Gus's page, you might be watching on Facebook in some group. If you want to watch more of Talk Truly, you could go to TalkTruly.com. You could follow us on Facebook. You could follow us on Instagram. You could follow us on TikTok, where we're it's Truly Ed on TikTok. A little clip of this is going to be on that as well.
Okay.
So like and follow. Thank you again to Area 52 Media Group. I'm waiting to hear any kind of groans and make sure I'm saying it right. If you go to their website, you'll see so much programming going on. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with John. The more and more I talk to him, the more and more I dislike him less.
That's great. That's right.
I'm waiting for the chuckle.
Well, I really disliked him as soon as I walked in the door.
No,
so it's gonna, I'm just kidding.
He's
awesome,
guy.
man.
He's a straight shooter, and that's the kind of people that I surround myself with.
That's so cool.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
See you soon.